Hi, welcome to Pauline Interviews, and I'm going to start by telling you I practice what I preach. I'm a little froggy today, and I'm going to be talking about essential oils with Ash Marshall Odell, and she said, I can help you. See, I'm froggy. She gave me some essential oils to rub down here, and she said, inhale. Smells good. So our topic is essential oils, but before we get started, I want to thank Deellen Hardy, who is the proprietor of the Crystal Crossroads here in Newburgh, and she lets us use her facility, and it's a wonderful place. If you haven't visited, please come. She's got crystals, she's got essential oils, she's got books, she's got, well, come and see. Great stuff. Jewelry, women, jewelry, yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to introduce Ash, who's been my guest before, but before I do, I just want to give you an opening to get you aware of what essential oils are. Now, they have been around for thousands of years, actually thousands of years before Christ. And there are references of essential oils in the Bible. And if you remember the three wise men that came to visit the Christ child, what did they bring? They brought frankincense and myrrh. And I'm going to ask Ash why they picked these particular oils to bring the Christ child. Ash, thank you for joining me again. I just love interviewing you. You're so knowledgeable, and you know about essential oils, crystals. In fact, we're going to talk about crystals working with essential oils. And you know about your Reiki master. And we talked about something else as well. You do, what's that other thing you do?
I do light work as well as
okay, there you go.
a few other items.
You do so much, I can't remember. But essential oils really, really interest me. But we want to let people know that there are cautions, and that we're going to explain to them there are essential oils and then there are essential oils. So to start with, tell us a little bit about the history of essential oils.
Actually, a lot of what we know about essential oils comes from a 5,000-year-old funerary text written by Imhotep, which was Pharaoh's court physician. And they actually have to do with mummification and embalming, but we learned a lot about them, and that knowledge has carried forward. And in fact, as you said, frankincense and myrrh are incredibly powerful essential oils. So frankincense, for example, is an immunostimulant, it's anti-tumoral, it's a muscle relaxant, so it has a lot of properties that are incredibly healing for people. And the way that essential oils work is, you can take them orally, topically, inhale them. There are so many different ways to get them into the body. And we actually have been discovering more and more as scientists are conducting all types of studies on them.
Now, where do the essential oils actually come from?
Plants. Actual plants.
All kinds of plants?
All kinds of plants. Everything from pine like suga, which is an evergreen, as well as things like lavender. There's valerian root. There's basically a plant for everything. And most plants actually treat a multitude of issues, so they're incredibly versatile.
When I think of lavender, I think of relaxing. And I think valerian root, isn't that associated with anxiety or
sleep? It's really great to help you get to sleep. Yeah.
So rather than take these plants and turning them into a pharmaceutical drug, which has side effects, you take the essential oils, and doesn't it do something to the cells in your body?
All kinds of things. So it's, for instance, lavender, as you said, it's actually anti-tumoral. It's actually really great for atherosclerosis, so the hardening and thickening of the arterial walls. It's great for respiratory issues. If you get burned, you can actually use it on your skin, acne. There are so many different applications for essential oils, and your body uptakes them in a myriad number of ways, as I said. So you can take some orally, some you can't. You definitely don't want to take them as an ingestible, but they're great if you put them on your skin or breathe them in.
So you did mention some things that how they help you. Have you ever, can you give an example of somebody who's come to you for some healing work? You don't have to mention names, and what oil you used and how it helped them?
Actually, I have made custom blend to treat rosacea. So I had a person come in who had devastating rosacea, and I myself had that.
Let's tell people what rosacea is if they've never heard the word
Absolutely.
before.
It's heinous.
I had it too. I was a TV producer, very stressed out, and unfortunately in those days I took a drug, which was very bad. My husband said, I don't want you to take this anymore.
It's so true. It's I myself had rosacea. When I hit 40, hormonal changes, all kinds of things can trigger that. And it never really went away. So rosacea is reddening of the skin, pustules, eczema. It's kind of an umbrella term for a whole variety of things that occur on our skin, and it can be really debilitating. And I had tried a prescription steroid. I had tried really expensive skincare line that had something called dragon's blood in it. I had tried antibiotics, and none of those are things that you can take long term, and none of them really truly address the issues. So making custom blends of essential oils, you can see my skin now. I still have rosacea.
Oh, really? You have beautiful skin.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But at the time that this happened, and it was a good year and a half, my whole skin, I literally had a red ring. The entire outside of my face was like an oval of red skin. I had pustules, bumps. My skin would peel so much that it would just bleed, and it was just constant every day, all day. It was horrifying.
I didn't know it was that bad. Mine was just a red face. I didn't want people to think I've been drinking. Mine was just a red face.
No, mine was definitely horrifying. And so essential oils definitely made a massive difference in that, as well as my clients. So same thing.
When did you become aware of essential oils? Because I've just, the last 10 years maybe.
Right around the time I hit 40, about 5 years ago.
They're becoming more popular now because when I had the rosacea, I didn't know anything about essential oils. So now they are becoming more popular.
They are.
Yeah, and they can cure a myriad of things. But one thing we were talking about before we started was that not every oil, you might say this has this property and it will help you, but not every oil will help a certain person because of their chemistry. How did you explain that?
So everyone has their own DNA, and our bodies are unique, and the way that we process things is hugely determined by our nature, by our DNA. So I have a client that lavender makes her physically ill, like physically ill. So she uses a different oil to obtain the same effect. But some people actually will get breakouts that make them bleed. I mean, there are many different things that oils can work on our body, but if we don't have the right biochemistry that works with that particular oil, it actually can be harmful to you. So for instance, there are certain oils that you don't want to use anywhere near pets because it actually could kill them. It can cause respiratory issues. Yes. Putting it on their skin,
these are strong
hurt them.
things.
They are very strong. I would say they're just as strong as any type of pharmaceutical pill that you could get on the market. In fact, pharmaceuticals have their original basis in oil. So for instance, the salicylic acid in willow bark is the main ingredient in aspirin. So people used to just make a boiled tea of the bark to treat fevers. And so all of the basis for our modern medicine, Western medicine, has its roots in plants.
Yeah, except hopefully plants don't generally have side effects. I'm glad I'm learning about this because I thought I knew you had to find the right oil for you. No, I knew you had to get a good quality, but I didn't realize until talking to you now that you had to get the right oil for your body chemistry. So there are two things. It's great that essential oils are out there now as an alternative to dangerous pharmaceuticals, but then it's also, you have to be aware to use the right one, or it can be bad as a pharmaceutical if you don't use the right one, right?
It can have some effects on you that are less than ideal.
So it behooves the person who gets into essential oils to learn about it before they start using them.
Research, muscle testing, small test patches, make certain that you dilute it properly with a carrier, a V6 carrier oil like olive oil. Or if you want to use it on your face, avocado oil, because the molecules are smaller and your skin on your face is finer and it can uptake the oils better.
Wow.
So there are all different ways. You can use coconut oil in conjunction with certain oils on your feet, different things, because it's beneficial. So there are just a lot of different combinations and things that you can do.
And I said I brought, the only oil I ever bought was the Young Living tea tree oil, and that fights bacteria. But I said I don't put it in my mouth. And you said, that's good, you shouldn't.
Right.
I dilute it in water and I dab it, like if I bruise or something, I dab it. And I put a little drop in my bath. But you said there's even a better oil to put in your bath.
One that I prefer, that I actually use topically, is the Melaleuca Kinervia. It's actually a milder...
It's easy for you to say. What is it?
I know. It's Melaleuca Kinervia. It's a Spanish sounding name.
Yeah.
Right. It's Latin, but there's definitely some overlay, right? So it's really wonderful because it's a lot milder than tea tree oil, and I love to use it on my scalp. When seasonal changes come, my scalp can become irritated, and I just put a little bit and massage it into my scalp, and it really takes care of the itchiness and the uncomfortableness.
That is great. How long do these, now if I open this bottle, how long will it last after you open it?
If you store it properly, which means in a dark place with the lid nice and tight, because it oxidizes, right? And sunlight definitely
I have it in a drawer in my bath. I have it in a drawer.
Perfect. They will last a good 2 years, sometimes a little bit more.
So, now what about if you haven't opened it? Would it last a little longer?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Because, oxygen, of course.
Yeah, it's like wine. Wine only lasts 3 days, not 2 years.
That would be... So vinegar.
It's kind of, vinegar. So it's like, does it lose, is the potency, once you open it, does it lose it a little bit of potency?
Not initially. It takes time. Anything over time is going to lose its potency.
Exactly. Unless it's got preservatives in it.
Well, that kind of defeats the purpose of helping.
I'm only kidding. I was just thinking of some food that they put preservatives in.
Oh
that
my
people,
goodness.
they keep it for 10 years. Yeah, it's still good.
Right. Yeah, that's an interesting one.
Now, the quality of essential oils, we'll talk about that, and then we'll do a second interview because I don't want to go too long. The second interview, we'll talk about how to use essential oils with crystals or different ways to use the essential oils. But let's see, you've got to be careful because you were saying there's some out there that are diluted, they're not really good. How do we find a good quality essential oil?
Really, just do your research. I mean, there are plenty of companies that actually put out a 100% therapeutic grade essential oil. Do the research. Look up reviews, look up the companies, read what's on the label. And if it says natural, natural is a label that hides a whole host.
Natural, you can't go by natural.
No, you really truly can't. So you want to look and see what they really are. And if there are names on there that you don't know what they are, look up the individual ingredient names just to see what that is. Because we might see something and I would be like, what in the world is that? But looking it up will actually let you know.
Yes. So you have to do your research. I mean, you really do.
Because a lot of oils do have adulteration. So, and those chemicals aren't as beneficial.
Right,
and sometimes they're deleterious. So it just depends. Harmful.
Harmful. That's what I thought you meant, but good vocabulary there, girl.
Well, I hope so. An English teacher.
Oh, really?
Yes.
My degree in English too, but you're ahead of me there. So when we come back, we'll talk about different ways to use essential oils, because I know there are different therapies you can use and different ways to use them. And we'll also talk a little bit about how crystals will improve the strength of your essential oils. That's going to be fascinating.
I wouldn't say improve the strength. Let's just say they work in concert with and in a different way.
Oh, okay.
To help sort of together to treat something.
Oh, it sounds good to me. I love crystals anyway.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Ash. Well, don't go away. We're going to do another interview. Thanks for watching Pauline Interviews, and we're talking about essential oils. We're doing this in 2 parts. When we come back, we'll talk about different ways to use the essential oils and how you can use them in conjunction with different crystals. Thanks for watching. If you like our show, please tell your friends about us. Bye.